Hi, my name is Basil Francis, and this is my Project 2 multimodal presentation. For some background and introduction, I am an accounting major, so that is also my discourse community, and for this semester I've been researching the question, how is artificial intelligence, or AI, changing the issues that the world of accounting faces? So the reason I chose this topic is because I'll soon be an accountant, and right now I'm not very tech savvy, so I wanted to take some time to learn about how technology is changing a career as a whole. So for this presentation, I'll be covering a few of the articles I found and reviewing how they relate to my question and can be used for Project 3. So the first source is Accounting Information Systems, Tradition and Future Directions. So I'll be going over the main points of the article and then the solutions the article presents. So the main focuses are accounting and how they're shifting from bookkeeping to managing and predicting and analyzing. And it even talked about the 2008 financial crisis and how accountants had a big part of that. So some solutions the article provided were accounting information systems can reduce risk and they involve less human error, and that was a big reason that there was a crash in the economy in 2008. And also, accounting information systems are able to sift through large quantities of information and let companies choose what they want to work on and what they can let a computer work on. So both of those examples relate to my question because they both are issues that accountants face, and by fixing those issues, accountants are able to do more efficient work. So my next source is Opportunities for Artificial Intelligence Development in the Accounting Domain, the Case for Auditing. So auditing and accounting work together, and I found this source through Wiley, which is actually a huge worldwide accounting scholarship program. I actually use it in one of my classes. So this article focused on how accounting lacks honesty and there's a lot of fraud involved, and that also contributed to the 2008 crisis. So the solutions brought up is how AI can tell when someone's being inaccurate in their bookkeeping, and it can catch fraud, and it can compare how one book compares to another, and it can really track how honest the accountants are. So by fixing that issue, accounting is able to be more honest, and we can avoid issues like bankruptcy, which is companies are always trying to avoid. And so that relates to my question because that makes accounting easier and more honest. And for my final source, it's analysis of the impact of artificial intelligence application on the development of the accounting industry. So for the final source, I use Script, which is a scientific journal that's open for academic publishings and peer review. And this one covered about how AI is big in China and how the government even funds it, and how other countries need to do the same, and how AI is something that can really affect accounting technology. So another issue is that there aren't a lot of current college students to understand both accounting and software engineering, so there needs to be classes that teach college students how to build new AI for themselves so that it can be better in the future, because right now it still is limited to what we tell it, which is just usually long, complex equations. So the Chinese government is one of the first to do AI development within the government, and it realizes that if AI is so good on jobs like accounting, their economy can benefit, and obviously there's a race between China and America when it comes to the economy. So it also, like I said, colleges also need to take time to teach our students about AI and how to work it so that AI can improve, because right now it's a little stuck. So both of those solutions relate to my question because I'm revolving around how accounting and AI are going hand in hand, and that mentions how AI and accounting really can go hand in hand to make accounting easier and more efficient in the future. So in conclusion, these sources have taught me that AIS reduces risk for accounting. It's harder to cheat the system today than it was because of fraud detection, and new technology can be expensive for companies, so the government needs to help fund it, and young accountants need to help on learning it at their own schools. So these three sources covered the majority of my topic, as well as other sources I found, and the main solutions and problems in accounting. Therefore, in a literature review, the scenario I would use them in would be a response to a community-based need. And here are my sources I used for this portion of the presentation. All right, and for my second part of the presentation, I have my tree diagram, which clearly I started with my main topic, accounting and artificial intelligence, and I broke it into three subtopics of case studies, challenges and components of accounting, and solutions and opportunities. So those three are things I kept noticing pop up between each article, and I kind of correlated them together to see where there was overlapping. And actually a problem I faced was I had so many sources that putting all this information into this tree diagram would have been too big and it would have taken forever. So that was a challenge, putting the best information in and sacrificing some. So I organized it between case studies, and then from there I broke it down into big tech and AI advertising, and I have challenges and components of accounting, which I broke down into time, knowledge, and cost. And lastly, I have solutions and opportunities, which I broke down into government and increased revenue. And as you can see, increased revenue is affected by advertising and client retention. So it's just a cause and effect trickle down graph. Thank you.